Hey everyone, this is Mr. Dunkel. Just want to do a quick recap on what we're doing on our Animatic. And if you recall, Animatic, it's just simply where you find pictures to represent the shots in your storyboard, and you put them together to make a little movie. And so we want to go into WeVideo, and remember, you log in with just your normal computer username and password, like you log into your computer every morning. And when you get into WeVideo, you want to make sure that you are in timeline mode. So many of you are in storyboard mode. So what you'll need to do is come up here and click the main menu and come down and choose timeline mode. Now, if you notice that timeline mode is grayed out, that means you're already in timeline mode. So you're in good shape. But timeline mode will have these different tracks, and these are very important for what you're going to be doing. And so to make our animatic, we're going to need to put background images on here on the main track, and then we're going to stack characters and or some props, if you want, above those backgrounds. And so you may need to add some extra tracks. In order to do that, you just simply click the plus symbol. And when you click the plus symbol, it'll let you add a new video track, and you simply say OK, and now you've added a new track. So I could add something on this shot right here. Now remember, you have your timeline marker that will move. When you drag your images down, so for instance, I said you need to have some background images, they're going to default at 5 seconds. Your appearance may look a little bit different, and remember, you have a zoom in and zoom out over here on the bottom right. So you might want to zoom out a little bit or zoom in a little more, depending on your situation. So what I've done is I've found some pictures off Google, and I uploaded them to WeVideo. And then I simply, like I said, drag down my background image here on the main line. And then for my storyboard, when I start having other characters show up, I'm going to stack them on top of the background. That way I can see past them and see the background. So you see Fred Flintstone here and Kim Possible here, and we can still see the background. And that's because I've layered them above my background. And I'm going to show you a trick in just a second to make sure you get the right kind of images to be able to do that. But again, you could add another here on top, since I have another track. So let me show you one thing that does happen sometimes. When you drop your image down, notice that I dropped Kim Possible down, but all I see is the black, and I don't see the picture behind her. If I will just move my playhead, my little marker right here, just barely, I don't have to go far, but if I just move it just barely, it now has shown it correctly where I can see through to what's behind her. Now notice that she's really big here. So in order to move your characters and to scale them, you simply need to click on that particular image clip, click on the pencil tool. And when you do that, go under the Transform tab here, and you can rescale. I can move her around wherever I wanted her. I can flip her and things of that nature. And once you have her the way you like, just go ahead and click Done. You've added yet another character in this case. So as you'll notice, for instance, with your storyboard, you should have drawn out roughly about 9 shots. And so you're going to have 9 separate sections as you go along here. So this would be my first shot, which is extreme long shot. And then we come into a long shot. And then we get here to a medium shot, head to toe, where they're pretty much filling the frame. Now, once you've laid out all your shots, you are going to record your voice telling me what type of shots they are. And in order to do that, you're going to come down to the audio line, click the little microphone. And it's real important that you check this box that says preview while recording. Now you notice when I click on preview while recording, it's starting me here at this part of my video, which is not my first shot. So I'm going to click my check mark and go back to my timeline, and I'll notice that my marker is way far into the video. So I want to bring that all the way back to the start. And you can also do that same thing by just simply clicking this button here. It takes you right back to the start. So before you begin recording your audio, make sure that you get your playhead marker back to the start at 0, and then click on your microphone. So now I'm going to click on preview while recording. This will allow me to see my video as I record what I have to say. And in order to record, you simply click on the microphone. You may get some pop-up boxes that come up asking you to allow, so do that, say allow, and I think there's another one up here. Sometimes it says allow. And then sometimes you get an OK button that you need to press as well, and then you come back and try to record. But when you record and you hit that button, this will turn into a stop icon, and you'll see a time marker counting all the seconds that you're recording. And you can simply watch up here to see what's on screen. So as it changes, you simply tell us what the new shot's about. And then as it changes, you tell us what it's about. And then you click stop, and then you click your check mark. And when you do that, it will take a few moments for it to process it, and it will put an audio track down here at the bottom. Now, unfortunately, I can't do one because I'm also recording this audio at the same time. But once it's done all of that, you have all of your different shots, and you have your audio track at the bottom. The last thing you need to do is finish the movie, and you finish it by clicking this button up the top that says finish. And if you haven't given it a title, give it a title. And then you want to make sure you're at 480p, which is probably what yours will default to. And then you click finish video, and it'll take it a few moments to do it. Sometimes it will tell you it's going to take 15 or 20 minutes. In reality, usually it's about 4 or 5. So, but in any case, just once you click finish video, walk away, get a drink of water, whatever you want to do, and let it do its thing. And then when it's done, you have made your animatic. Now, let me show you something very important in this last part here. You notice how these images of Kim Possible and Fred Flintstone, I can see through to the back. And there's a special way we do that. And so in order to get images like this, these are called transparent images. So I can go to Google, and I will type in, let's just say Dora for Dora the Explorer. And when I go to images, what I want to do to make sure I get an image I can see through, let's just take it for instance here. This is a good example. This is one that has checkerboard behind her, and that's what we're looking for. But if I just do a normal search, not all of those are going to have the checkerboard. Notice this is solid white. If I were to download this image and upload it into WeVideo, when I put it over the top of my background, I'm going to have this solid white rectangle behind her, and I don't want that. So the way you solve that is when you do a search for an image, go to Search Tools, change the color to transparent, and then most of these images, sometimes not always, but most of the images are going to have transparent backgrounds. So if I click on it, and this is what you have to make sure you do before you save it, click on the image and double check to make sure you have the gray and white checkerboard. If you have the gray and white checkerboard, you can right click here, do save image as. Make sure you do that, not save link as. That saves a website address. You want to do save image as. And then when it comes up, tell it where you want to save it. I recommend you probably want to put it in your pictures folder, and you may want to make a new folder and call it something like Animatic, so you can keep all those files organized and then go inside there. Also, check your file name before you save it. Notice this is file name number 3. So if I save it as number 3, then 2 or 3 days from now, I'm not going to have a clue what that file is. So I want to call this Dora. And then you simply click save, and you've saved it. And now you can go back into WeVideo, upload your media, and drag it down onto the timeline, and you should be able to see past her. So that's all there is with making your animatic. Again, storyboard first, and there were directions that tell you how to do that. And then once you have your storyboard, try to find images that match your shots. One thing to bear in mind, for your background images, you don't have to do the transparent aspect of them because they're on the base layer. The only thing you need the transparent for is any image that's going to be on top of that so that we can see through to the base layer. So you go ahead and get your backgrounds first. You're probably going to need a couple of backgrounds, one for extreme long shot, and then the other one you can use pretty much for everything else. And then go find some transparent characters and drag them down and tell us your story via an Animatic. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Also, feel free to ask your neighbors because most of them got a really good start on it. So that can help you as well.